All right, here we go. And it is dark in my garage, so you can't see me, but you can hear me. I'm like John Cena. I had a dream last night that I met Frank Welker, the guy who voices Freddy in the original 1969 Scooby-Doo run. I don't know that he still does Freddy. I know that he does Scooby now, but he might still do Freddy even. But I mean, obviously he's getting kind of old, so I don't know that he can still do Freddy. But like I said, he at least does Scooby now. And I have this weird connection with things and with people in that I tend to think about them, and then for some odd reason they pop up in my life one way or another. And maybe it's me just extrapolating circumstances, but I wanted to put this out there and be like, hey, Frank Welker, I had a dream about him today, and if something bizarre happens now, I have video proof that I have some form of ESP or something. It's weird. I had this game that I really liked last year, the year before, I can't remember now, As Dusk Falls, and it's a story-based game, and it's a relatively small game that, it doesn't have like a huge following. It was on Game Pass. I bought it just because I liked it that much, and it doesn't have any major like stars in it or anything. Well, I made a post about it on Instagram. It was still a pretty new game and relevant at the time, and there's this one still image from this game that really stood out to me, and I posted, and I was like, wow, this is a powerful image, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then went about my day, and I went to bed, and typically I wake up most mornings at 5, and for whatever reason that morning, I woke up at like 3:20 a.m., and I could not go back to bed, and I was like, well, that's weird. And then at like 3:30, my phone goes off, and I was like, who in the world is texting me at 3:30? And so I went and pulled up my phone, I take a look at it, and the actor who played the part in As Dusk Falls, the part that I had made a video about or whatever, was had just texted me, like DM'd me in regards to my post or whatever. And I was like, that is wild. Like, what are the chances that I would wake up at 3:20, 10 minutes before this person sees my posts and messages me about it? And then, like, of course, I reply to him, and he replies to me, and we wind up having a full little conversation. And that's a cool little thing that I would have been deprived of had I not have woken up at 3:20. And I had no reason that night to be up that early. And so it's like, why? Why did I wake up and be unable to go back to sleep just in time to have this conversation with this person? And there's been, like I said, there's been a decent amount of instances of things like that happening, to where I'm just like, maybe I've got some weird sixth sense that I don't know about, and I can capitalize on it. With famous people, it's usually kind of dreadful in that it's usually I think of them and then I see later on that they've passed away, or that they passed away recently. So for Frank Welker's sake, I hope that's not the case. But like Bill Withers, for example, he passed away 2021, somewhere around there, relatively recently still. And I had, like, so I'm big into music, and I know a lot of musicians. I have a lot of music. And, but I hadn't gotten into a lot of Bill Withers, like, B material, as they call it. I knew all of his popular stuff, but I didn't buy any of his albums or anything. And so for whatever reason that year, I got into Bill Withers and I started buying all of his albums and really sinking my teeth into his discography. And as I did so, a couple months go by and the man passes away. And I was like, what in the world are the odds that, like, I just start to get into this person's music and start to enjoy their music and then they pass away? That's odd. These weird things where I'm just like, oh yeah, this person's great. And then it's like, oh, they're gone. Of course, now that I'm here on the spot on the camera, I can only come up with like 2 examples, and people are like, you're dumb, you don't have ESP, and I don't know that I believe that I have ESP, I don't know that I believe that it's a thing or not, but it's still weird, some of the stuff that I run into, and so, we'll see. Only time will tell. I don't know if I will get what I want, where I want, how I want, but at least I can say that I had this on video and was like, yo, I had a dream about Frank Welker, and maybe the man will reach out to me because he finds me somehow and is very interested in my vocal talents as a voice actor person, and maybe that's not the case, but Compression Man is set to release this Friday, which by the time you all are seeing this, it will already have been released, but hoping to do some big stuff there, hoping to really get some traction going there. Not only is the new episode set to release on Friday, but I'm supposed to get the next episode back on Saturday. The next episode's kind of short. I didn't want to, there's an original episode, which I don't want it to seem like because it's an original episode, that's why it's so short. But like I had to bridge the gap, because in the original run, the characters go from enemies to partners without any sort of understanding, justification, anything like that. And so I made this quick little episode about them like forming a truce, and hopefully that'll help bridge the gap for like wider audiences. Because that's the other thing, is like I'm trying to make it less completely of an inside joke and more of like humor that the whole world can understand and appreciate. And in order to do that, things need to make more sense. And like sometimes in comedy, nonsense is fine, and like nonsense is where you derive your humor from, but that's not always the case. And man, I just realized I left like super early today. It wasn't even 6 o'clock. But anyway, so hopefully I can derive some good humor from this and get in a good place with the silliness and the nonsense, while also creating content that makes enough sense to be interesting still. So, I don't know. We'll see where this balance holds. But, like I said, just a whole bunch of exciting stuff going on right now. And hopefully I can keep this going. It's imperative that I wait a couple months before dropping Compression Man 3, though. So actually, by the time you guys are watching this, maybe it won't be out. It'll at least probably be done. If I get it this weekend, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. But I need to, where am I going with this? I need to spread them out, because the next episode's going to be 10 weeks from when we start. And so if we start in the second week of June, it'll be third week of June, fourth week of June, July, August. It'll probably be the end of August before we see episode 4. And then I was hoping to get episode 5 done by Halloween, which my animators seem to think that was doable. But now that I do the math, if episode 4 is not done until the end of August, that gives me just September to get episodes 5 animated and completed. I don't foresee that being the case, but one step at a time here. So hopefully we can get to a pretty good place. And I don't know at what point in time I'm going to release episode 3. It probably won't be until I get pretty substantially done with episode 4. That way I can just keep kind of rolling them out. So like when episode 3 is done, I'll have 4 just about in my back pocket ready to go. When episode 4 is done, I'll have 5 just about in my back pocket ready to go. After episode 5, I'll probably post like a marathon or something on the channel. Try and get some people to stop by and take a look-see and watch it. And keep on keeping on. Try and boost these videos, get views and subscribers and such. And yeah, it is going to probably be a pay-to-win grind until I eventually win and I don't need to grind anymore. And so hopefully I can find my way in this world. I keep talking about that, I keep saying that, but I really do mean it. I want to figure out what I can do in this world to be independent. And it kind of plays into this thought process that I had earlier today. I was talking with not earlier today, it's 5 a.m. now, any earlier today, and I don't know what I would have been doing. But yesterday I was talking with our intern, and we had an interesting conversation about some things, and there was interesting things said and discussed, and so that will probably be a source of conversation for my drive home, if I can remember, because whenever I get home it's been 8 hours and my mind's been bogged down by the internet, or bogged down by work, and so all I can really think about is like going home or whatever. And so hopefully I can clear my head enough to be like, oh, that's right, I wanted to talk about X, Y, and Z today. And maybe I'll set an alarm on my phone. That seems to be my new thing. I need to remember to do something. I just set an alarm on my phone. I'm trying to get this achievement in Roblox for playing the game 20 days in a row. And I set an alarm on my phone, and I was doing pretty good. But then I keep having these days where I'm like, did I play it? Did I mess up? Did I miss it? I don't know. And so I need to get to a point where I am not missing episodes or days, because to play that game 20 days in a row takes forever. And I think by my math, tomorrow would be day 20. And so I need to remember to play it a lot. I feel like I played it, what was it? I feel like I played it twice the day that I got the 10-day achievement. I played it once in the morning and I played it again in the afternoon when my alarm goes off. And I think that I may have hopefully but I don't know how it works. People say it's time zone based, and it's based on the time zone that the game came out in. I don't know if that's accurate, but it does seem weird. But we'll see tomorrow if I get my achievement or not. I'm not holding my breath. I've had several instances where I can't remember. I'm like, did I play it today? Did I not play it today? I don't remember. And so we'll see. I remember thinking about playing it yesterday before I got on Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I can't remember if I actually did play it or if I didn't, but at any rate, good stuff's coming. I'm excited, and I can hopefully get to start building some traction with Compression Man, because that feels pretty darn good to be able to do that. And then just, like I said, keep on keeping on. You gotta stay on top of it, gotta do the thing and make the most of our time here. And like I said, how cool would it be to create my own IP? Well, I mean, I technically already have. My phone's going off. Well, all my phones are going off. I don't know what my work phone. I probably set an alarm. Ooh. Yeah. I need to go through my work phone and unset alarms. I was literally just talking to y'all about how my alarms are, I use them to remember things, and my work phone now has a bunch of alarms on it that don't need to be on it. And, but anyway, we will get to a good place, and we will be doing what we do. And so, hopefully, everything can kind of just settle in place, and we can just do what we do, and we can keep on working and having fun at this life and making it the most that it possibly can be. And that's all that I really have to say in the matter. I'm nearing my destination, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I hope that my insight and my stories about ESP weren't completely lame to you, and that you weren't just like, ew, what is this guy talking about? He's so boring. But either way, hope for the best, and that is what we will do. And I am hoping that I can get some sort of somewhere with all this stuff that I'm doing. And it's like the law of averages is what my dad likes to tell me. Like, eventually someone who does as much of you is bound to get somewhere that the rest of the world doesn't get. Like, and I guess you could say I'm technically there already, because I've done a lot of things that a lot of people haven't done or been able to do. But I haven't reached the point that I want to be at yet. And perhaps part of that is just my own stubbornness of always striving for something more. I happen to wonder sometimes if I'll ever get to a point of complete, satisfaction. It makes me really relate to the Rolling Stones songs, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, because I do feel like every time I accomplish something, there's something else on the horizon that I'm looking to accomplish next. But anyway, thank you for stopping by. I hope I didn't bore you to death, and we'll see if I have ESP.